The juice machine has become strikers' only source to make food this past week. As tuition increases and budget cuts affect students throughout the California State University system, Students for Quality Education has presented demands to change the power structure and priority of public education. 4 Cal State Northridge students are among 11 CSU strikers that announced their participation in a hunger strike to pressure the decision makers within the CSU system. Edgar Ramos, an art major and member of SQE, says the CSU system is the people's university for the students and priorities need to be for the students.
We want a freeze in tuition for the next 5 years. We've seen tuition go up by 319% or 318% in the past 10 years. So we want, they've even said it at the meetings that they don't have the stomach to raise tuition anymore. So we want a promise that they will not raise our tuition for the next 5 years.
Ramos also says he does not see the priority of leadership on behalf of students as tuition steadily increases under the current administration of Chancellor Reed, who earns more than $450,000 in addition to a car allowance and free housing. Eric Fallis, Media Relations Manager for the CSU, says the 5-year moratorium of student fees is unreasonable with the $1 billion cut of state funding for the CSU.
Then our only option would be either to massively cheapen the education that students receive, or to deny tens of thousands, if not, reaching hundreds of thousands, if we look at $1 billion cut of students' access to an education.
A massive cheapening of education that will be up for consideration tomorrow at the Board of Trustees meeting in Long Beach about the cost reduction strategies for the CSU. CSU spokesman Fallis also says that even though the 5-year freeze on tuition won't be considered for discussion, even when the Board of Trustees considers tuition to be extremely high.
The Board of Trustees did not want to go to tuition again. We're very concerned that has gone too far. But frankly, it's gone too far because the state of California has failed to fund us. And, it's pretty impossible at this point to say that we would take any option off of the table for 5 years.
While campus president's goal is to fundraise in order to accommodate these changes, CSU spokesman Fallis also says students need to be clear when they attack a volunteer board of trustees operating on limited state support.
When you're dealing with $1 billion cut, there are very few things you can do that are positive. When you're dealing with $1 billion cut, the majority of things you have to do to close that type of gap are going to hurt. They're going to hurt everyone in the system. And those are not easy decisions to make. And, frankly, it's a volunteer board of trustees who don't get paid to do this.
SQE members believe administration has yet to see the impact, as campus presidents still receive pay increases, a car allowance, and free housing. Grace Castaneda, a double major in political science and sociology, is putting her health on the line to show support for students that are having difficulty remaining in college.
When people are dropping out, when international students are being deported, because that's what happened with the frozen permission numbers. All this situation is happening, and and teachers are not getting paid what they're meant, to get paid. I think we should stand up and do something about it.
Although Grace keeps her spirits up with finals quickly approaching and working part-time, she also says she has made arrangements with her professors to turn in assignments as the changes in her health affect these daily tasks. Kathy Pacheco, a member of SQE, who helps to prepare the healthy juices for the strikers as they adjust to not eating solid foods.
I'm making the first juice of the day. So there's going to be 4 juices that the hunger strikes are going to have a day. So this is the first one.
Matt Delgado, another hunger striker and photojournalism student, shares the effects of the fast on his body.
I can tell my body changing. I've lost 5 pounds already. I get a lot of head rushes now, every now and then when I'm walking upstairs to my classes. If I don't drink water for a day, I can feel my health going down a little.
A supporter of the hunger strike, Danny Santana Hernandez, says why student groups organize and go through such measures to make the necessary changes in higher education.
Even though we pay tuition, we pay our fees, and we invest in this university, and, the fact that they're not taking us, into consideration, that's why we feel that this is a need.
As CSU administration failed to recognize the demands of SQE, students will continue the hunger strike until something is done to prioritize the importance of higher education in the CSU for all 23 campuses. Ashley Luke, KCSN News.